Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, we are from the fifth group, and here we are going to explain about conducting the qualitative research. And firstly, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Yuga Romana, and my friend Reza Khoifatul, Gita Siddiq, and Maudi Ramawati Hakim. Okay, the first material will be delivered by me. The first is preparation phase. The first step is prepare a research design. The research that will be carried out depart from internal problem scope of ongoing and observable, even as well verified during the research. Events observed in the context of the activities of people. Jadi yang pertama itu kita harus menyusun rancangan penelitian. Penelitian yang akan dilakukan berangkat dari permasalahan dalam lingkup peristiwa yang sedang terus berlangsung dan bisa diamati serta diverifikasi secara nyata. Kemudian, number 2 is choose a field. In accordance with the problem raised in the study, it was chosen the research location is used as a data source. Assuming that in qualitative research, the number or informants doesn't really matter that content. Kemudian kedua itu memilih lapangan. Sesuai dengan permasalahan yang diangkat dalam penelitian, maka dipilihlah lokasi penelitian yang digunakan untuk sumber data dengan mengasumsikan bahwa dalam penelitian kualitatif jumlah informan tidak berpengaruh daripada konteks. And the next is take care of permission. Take care of various things that are needed for the smooth running of activities research, especially in relation to methods used, namely qualitative. Then the permit from the bureaucracy concerned is usually needed because of this will affect the state of the environment with the presence of someone who unknown or known. With the license issued will reduce to closure of the field or present as a research. Kemudian selanjutnya itu mengurus perizinan. Mengurus berbagai hal yang diperlukan untuk kelancaran kegiatan penelitian, terutama yang berkaitan dengan metode yang kita gunakan dalam qualitative research. Maka perizinan dari birokrasi yang bersangkutan biasanya dibutuhkan karena memang ini akan mempengaruhi keadaan lingkungan dengan kehadiran seseorang yang tidak dikenal maupun diketahui. Dengan perizinan yang dikeluarkan akan mengurangi sedikit ketertutupan lapangan atas kehadiran kita sebagai peneliti. The next is exploring and assessing the situation. After completing the administration, it is obtained as a provision for legalization our activities. Then the thing that really needs to be done is the assessment process field and socialize ourselves with the situation. Because we are the tools mainly, then we will determine whether the field feels disturbed so that a lot of data cannot be extracted. Kemudian selanjutnya yaitu menjajaki dan menilai keadaan. Setelah kelengkapan administrasi diperoleh sebagai bekal legalisasi kegiatan kita, selanjutnya yang kita lakukan adalah proses penjajakan lapangan dan sosialisasi diri dengan keadaan. Karena kitalah yang akan menjadi alat utamanya, maka kita yang akan menentukan apakah lapangan merasa terganggu sehingga banyak data yang tidak dapat digali, atau sebaliknya bahwa lapangan menerima kita dengan sebagai bagian dari anggota mereka sehingga data apapun dapat digali karena mereka tidak merasa terganggu. The next is select and make use of informants. When we explore and socialize ourselves in the field, there are things. Another important thing we need to do is determine a work partner, as our second A can provide a great deal of information about the situation field. The selected informant must be truly independent from other and us, are also independent of research interest of care interest. Kemudian yaitu memilih dan memanfaatkan informan. Ketika kita menjajaki dan mensosialisasikan diri di lapangan, ada hal penting lainnya yang kita perlu lakukan, yaitu menentukan partner kerja kita sebagai mata kedua kita. Kita yang dapat memberikan informasi banyak tentang keadaan lapangan. Informan yang dipilih harus benar-benar orang yang independen dari orang lain dan kita, juga independen secara kepentingan penelitian atau kepentingan karir. And the last is building and maintaining trust. Respondent trust in research determines the credibility of the informant data given. Because trust doesn't come itself, then that trust needs to be built in sociology. Jadi yang terakhir kita harus bisa membangun kepercayaan dengan informan. Karena menjaga kepercayaan itu tidaklah mudah. Jadi sebisa mungkin kita harus bisa menciptakan kepercayaan supaya tidak terjadi suatu kesalahpahaman. Okay, that's all from me. And then the next material will be delivered by my friend. Okay, thanks.
Data collection technique. Data collection technique in a qualitative research, the quality of the analysis depends on the quality and completeness of the result produced. The question that always pay attention to data collection are what, who, where, when, and how. Qualitative research is based on data collection, data which is observed in the standard observation, and data collection methods are commonly used interviews, documentation, and observation methods. Interviews, observation, and observation methods. Also, the possibility of using non-human research of information such as documents and records is also not neglected in the implementation of the data collection. Also involves various other supporting activities such as creating report cards, selecting information, recording data or information from data collection. Therefore, in this section will be discussed successfully creation of report, selection of information, collecting data using the method of observation, documentation, interviews, collecting data from non-human research, and recording data or information from data collection. Qualitative research data is usually in the form of text, photos, stories, picture, artifacts, and not calculate numbers. Data is collected when the direction and objectives of the base identified. Contact and has received approval of their desire to provide the information needed. Thus, qualitative research data is obtained in various ways: interviews, observation, and documents. Obtaining data in various ways include triangulation. The reason for using triangulation is that no single data collection method is perfectly compatible and can be absolutely perfect. In many qualitative studies, researchers generally use triangulation techniques in the sense of using interviews and observation. Okay, next, brief description of each technique. First, we have interview. The interview is technique that can be used to collect research data. In simple terms, it can be said that the interview is an event or a process of interaction between the interviewer and the source of information on the person being interviewed to direct communication. Okay, the interview Interview method is also process of obtaining information of research purpose by means of face-to-face question and answer between the interviewer and the respondent person being interviewed, with or without using orienting informatic data is obtained. Interviews aim to record opinion, feelings, emotion, and other things related to individuals in the organization. By conducting interviews, researchers can obtain more data so that researchers can understand culture through the language and expression of the interviewer and can clarify things that are not known. Okay, next. Observation method. Apart from interviews, observation is also a technique in collecting data that is very common in qualitative research method. Observation is part of data collection. Observation means collecting data directly from the field. Observation is a process that is preceded by observation and the systematic, logical, objective, and rational recording of various kinds of phenomena in actual or artificial situations. One of the techniques that can be used to find out or investigate non-verbal behavior is by using observation techniques. Observation or the other five senses, the key to the success of observation as a data collection technique is very much determined by the observer himself. Because the observer sees, hears, smells, or listens to the research object, and then he deduces from what he observes. The observer is the key to the success and accuracy of the research result. Next, the documentation methods. Apart from interviews and observation, information can also be obtained through facts that are stored in the form of letters, diaries, photos archive, meeting results, souvenirs, activity journal, and so on. Okay. Data in the form of document like this can be used to dig up information that occurred in the past. Researchers need to have theoretical sensitivity to interpret all these documents so that they are not just meaningless items. Documentation comes from the word document, which means written goods. Documentation method means the procedure from collecting data by recording existing data. The documentation method is a data collection method used to trace historical data. Documents about a person or group of people, events, or occurrence in social situations. They are very useful in qualitative research. Next, we have the next fourth, questionnaire. Questionnaires have a similar function of interviews, only differing in their implementation if the interview is delivered by researchers to the respondent orally. Then the implementation of the questionnaire is the respondent filling out a questionnaire complete by the researchers. The results of the questionnaire data are not in the form of a list, but the form of description. No data collection technique is more efficient than a questionnaire. The instructions for making a list of questions are: first, plan advise what facts or opinions you want to collect. Second, based on the facts and opinion mentioned above, determine a type of question that is most appropriate for each of these facts and opinions. Third, write down the question that will be asked. The questions should not contain errors and should be clear and simple. Fourth, test the question on several respondents first, for example, 2 or 3 people. If the respondent has difficulty filling in the list of questions, then the question must be correct again. 5. Multiply and distribute a list of questions that have been considered good and solid. Okay, next. The advantage and disadvantage of the questionnaire technique are: first, the advantage of the questionnaire technique has several advantages compared to other data collection techniques. Namely, is first, the questionnaire for data source can be large and secretly. Second, respondents do not feel annoyed because they can fill in the list of questions by choosing their own time to repeat. Third, questionnaires are relatively more efficient for multiple data sources. Fourth, since the questionnaire usually does not include the identifier of the respondent, the result can be more objective. Okay, the weakness of the questionnaire techniques besides have several advantages. This technique also have several weaknesses. There are: first, there is no guarantee that the list of the question will be answered wholeheartedly. Second, the questionnaire tends to be inflexible. The questions that must be answered are limited because the respondent only need to answer the question listed in the list so that the question cannot be further expanded according to the situation. Third, data collection cannot be done together and a complete list of questions is difficult to produce. And then fourth, methodological issue. Okay, the next is focus group discussion. The last method for collecting data is through focus group discussion, which is an effort to find the meaning of an issue by a group of people through discussion to avoid self-misunderstanding by researchers. For example, a group of researchers discussed the result of the 2011 national examination in which the average scores of students in Indonesia's subject were low. To avoid interpreting it subjectively by researchers, a discussion group was formed consisting of several researchers, with several people studying an issue. It is hoped that a more objective interpretation will be obtained. The FGD method is widely used by researchers to explore a range of experience of life throughout the human life cycle through social interaction within the group. Okay.
Next, data analysis. Data analysis technique and procedures in qualitative research also vary depending on the method used. The general principle of data analysis in qualitative research are: number 1, analysis on the spot; number 2, interactive; and the last, cyclical. Next, the Spratly model of ethnographic research data analysis technique consists of 4 analysis steps, namely: number 1, domain analysis; Domain analysis is the analysis of data to determine cultural domains that contain smaller categories, which include subterms, reference term, and semantic relationship between subterms and those reference terms. Number 2, taxonomic analysis. Taxonomic analysis is the analysis of data to organize the domes and their parts to form a complete constellation. Number 3, component analysis. Component analysis is data analysis to look for the attributes of the elements in each domain in order to identify the contrast between the element in the domain, so that each domain can be identified clearly and the contrast can be seen with other domes. And the last, thematic analysis. Thematic analysis is the analysis of data to determine the relationship between the domain and the relationship between these domains and the cultural sense a whole.
Okay, and then the last is data validity. Validity is a typical term used in a quantitative research regarding the degree of accuracy and obedience of research data. In a quantitative research, the research instrument must be tested to obtain valid and reliable data. This is different from qualitative research, which is more tested for data. Testing the validity and reliability of qualitative research is called checking the validity of the data. In order for the data in qualitative research to be accounted for as a scientific researcher, it is necessary to test the validity of the data. The data validity test can be carried out. The first one is credibility. The credibility test is a research result data presented by the researcher so that the results of the research carried out are not dubious as a scientific work being carried out. Jadi, uji credibility terhadap data hasil penelitian yang disajikan oleh peneliti agar hasil penelitian yang dilakukan itu tidak meragukan sebagai sebuah karya ilmiah yang dilakukan oleh peneliti. Nah, ada hal-hal yang perlu dilakukan. Yang pertama, extension of observation atau perpanjangan pengamatan. Perpanjangan pengamatan dapat meningkatkan kredibilitas atau kepercayaan data. And then the second, increase accuracy in research. Meningkatkan kecermatan dalam penelitian. Meningkatkan kecermatan atau ketekunan secara berkelanjutan, maka kepastian data dan urutan kronologis peristiwa dapat dicatat atau direkam dengan baik serta sistematis. Nah, meningkatkan kecermatan ini juga merupakan salah satu cara untuk mengontrol atau mengecek pekerjaan apakah data yang telah dikumpulkan, dibuat atau disajikan sudah benar atau belum. And then next, triangulation atau triangulasi. Pada penelitian kualitatif sangat membutuhkan teknik triangulation ini terkait dengan pemeriksaan data. Triangulasi berarti suatu teknik pemeriksaan keabsahan data yang dilakukan dengan cara memanfaatkan hal-hal lain, dalam hal ini data lain, untuk pengecekan atau perbandingan data. Hal-hal lain yang dipakai untuk pengecekan dan perbandingan data itu adalah sumber, metode, penelitian, dan teori. Dalam penelitian kualitatif dikenal 4 macam teknik triangulasi, yaitu yang pertama data triangulation. Nah, atau triangulasi sumber berarti membandingkan atau mengecek ulang derajat kepercayaan suatu informasi yang diperoleh melalui sumber yang berbeda. Misalnya, membandingkan hasil pengamatan dengan wawancara, atau membandingkan antara apa yang dikatakan umum dengan apa yang dikatakan secara pribadi. And then the second, investigator triangulation atau triangulasi peneliti adalah menggunakan lebih dari satu peneliti dalam mengadakan observasi atau wawancara. And then number 3 is methodological triangulation atau triangulasi metode, adalah sebuah usaha mengecek keabsahan data atau mengecek keabsahan temuan penelitian. And then the last is theoretical triangulation atau triangulasi teori adalah memanfaatkan dua teori atau lebih untuk diadu atau bahkan dipadu. Untuk itu diperlukan rancangan penelitian pengumpulan data dan analisis data yang lebih lengkap. Dengan demikian akan dapat memberikan hasil yang lebih komprehensif. And then next, analisis negative case analysis atau analisis kasus negatif. Melakukan analisis kasus negatif berarti peneliti harus mencari data yang berbeda atau bahkan bertentangan dengan data yang telah ditemukan. Bila tidak ada lagi data yang berbeda atau bertentangan dengan temuan, berarti masih mendapatkan data-data yang bertentangan dengan data yang ditemukan, maka peneliti mungkin akan mengubah temuannya. And then next, using references materials. Ya, yang dimaksud referensi adalah pendukung untuk membuktikan data yang telah ditemukan oleh peneliti. Dalam laporan penelitian, sebaiknya data-data yang dikemukakan perlu dilengkapi dengan foto atau dokumen autentik sehingga menjadi lebih dapat dipercaya. And then the next is hold a member check. Tujuan member check adalah untuk mengetahui seberapa jauh data yang diperoleh sesuai dengan apa yang diberikan oleh pemberi data. And then the second is transferability. Transferability is external validity in a qualitative research. External validity indicates the degree of accuracy or applicability of research results to the population in which the sample was drawn. And then number 3 is a dependability, reliability or research that can be trusted. In other words, several experiments carried always get the same result. Research that is dependability or reliability is research if it carried out by other people with the same research process that will get the same result. Jadi dependability ini adalah reliabilitas atau penelitian yang dapat dipercaya. Dengan kata lain, beberapa percobaan yang dilakukan selalu mendapatkan hasil yang sama. And then the last is confirmability. The objectivity of qualitative testing is also called confirmability test. Research can be said to be objective if the results of the research have been agreed upon by more people. Qualitative research confirmability test means testing the result of the research associated with the process that has been carried out. Jadi objektivitas pengujian kualitatif disebut juga dengan uji confirmability penelitian. Penelitian bisa dikatakan objektif apabila hasil penelitian telah disepakati oleh lebih banyak orang. Demikian yang dapat saya sampaikan, mudah-mudahan dapat bermanfaat bagi kita semua. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.